Episode 18, The Awakening and Ancient Power begins to stir within the forest. The rainforest, once on the brink of destruction, was now in a delicate state of recovery. Anya and her team had worked tirelessly to restore the balance, to heal the wounds inflicted by human greed. But their work was far from over. The forest, though recovering, was still fragile, its future uncertain. It was then that the strange occurrences began. Subtle at first, they grew in frequency and intensity. Animals, once docile, exhibited signs of aggression. Plants, once vibrant, began to wither and die. And there was an eerie silence, a stillness that was unnatural to the heart of the jungle. Anya and her team felt a growing unease. Something was stirring within the forest, an ancient power awakening from its slumber. The crystal, once a source of immense power, had been deactivated, but its influence lingered, a ripple in the fabric of reality. As they delved deeper into the rainforest, they encountered phenomena that defied explanation. Strange lights danced in the night sky, forming intricate patterns that changed with each passing hour. The ground trembled, as if the earth itself was alive and restless. The indigenous people, who had lived in harmony with the forest for centuries, spoke of ancient prophecies, of a time when the forest would rise, a time of reckoning. They warned of a great spirit, a slumbering giant that would awaken and reshape the world. Fear, a constant companion, began to creep into the hearts of the team. They were not just guardians of the forest, they were witnesses to a cosmic event, a transformation of epic proportions. The heart-shaped tree, once a symbol of hope, began to change. Its leaves, once a vibrant green, turned a deep crimson. Its roots, which had always been a source of stability, seemed to be reaching for something beyond the earth. Anya felt a strange connection to the tree, a bond that transcended mere human understanding. She spent countless hours meditating beneath its canopy, seeking answers in the whispers of the ancient ones. In one of her meditations, a vision appeared before her eyes. She saw the rainforest as a living entity, a being with a soul. She saw the crystal as its heart, a source of both life and destruction. And she saw a future where the forest would rise, not as a destroyer, but as a healer. The realization was both terrifying and exhilarating. The rainforest was not just a collection of plants and animals, it was a conscious being, a force of nature with its own destiny. And that destiny was about to unfold. The rainforest was undergoing a metamorphosis. The once familiar ecosystem was morphing into something alien yet profoundly connected. The heart-shaped tree, the nexus of ancient power, stood at the epicenter of this transformation. Its leaves, now a fiery crimson, seemed to absorb sunlight at an accelerated rate, emitting a soft, ethereal glow. Strange phenomena began to occur with increasing frequency. The sky was filled with iridescent clouds that shifted and changed shape. The ground trembled with an unseen force, as if the earth itself was breathing. And the creatures of the forest were undergoing a remarkable transformation. Some grew larger, stronger, while others developed new abilities. It was as if the rainforest was evolving, adapting to the changing conditions. Anya and her team were caught in the midst of this upheaval. They were both observers and participants, their lives inextricably linked to the fate of the forest. They felt a profound connection to the changes, a sense of awe and fear intertwined. As the transformation intensified, so too did the challenges. The rainforest was becoming increasingly hostile. Storms raged with unprecedented ferocity, and the ground was unstable. The team had to adapt, to learn to survive in a world that was constantly changing. The indigenous people, who had lived in harmony with the forest for centuries, began to play a crucial role. Their knowledge of the rainforest, their deep connection to its spirit, was invaluable. They were the keepers of ancient wisdom, the bridge between humanity and the natural world. Anya realized that their role had changed. They were no longer simply protectors of the rainforest, they were partners in its evolution. They had to learn to adapt, to grow, to become part of the changing landscape. The future was uncertain, filled with both promise and peril. The rainforest was awakening, and with it, a new era was dawning. It was a time of great change, a time of immense challenge, but also a time of extraordinary opportunity. The rainforest was no longer a passive entity, it was a living, breathing organism, asserting its will on the world. The heart-shaped tree, once a symbol of hope, now stood as a beacon, a conduit for the forest's energy. It pulsed with an otherworldly light, casting an ethereal glow over the surrounding area. Anya and her team found themselves drawn to the tree, as if by an invisible force. As they approached, they felt a surge of energy, a connection to something ancient and powerful. It was as if the tree was calling to them, inviting them to participate in its transformation. Strange visions began to appear. They saw the rainforest as a vast, interconnected network, a living organism with a consciousness of its own. They saw the future, a world where humans and nature coexisted in harmony, a world where the rainforest was not just a resource but a sacred place. The team realized that they were witnessing the birth of a new era, a time when the planet would heal itself. The rainforest was the catalyst, the spark that would ignite a global transformation. But they also knew that the journey would be fraught with challenges. The world was still dominated by greed and short-sightedness. There would be those who would try to exploit the rainforest's power for their own ends. Anya and her team would need to be vigilant, to protect the forest from those who would seek to harm it. They would need to educate the world about the changes taking place, to inspire hope and unity. The future was uncertain, but they were ready. They had faced impossible odds before, and they would do so again. The rainforest was their home, their sanctuary, and they would defend it with everything they had.